Well, my guess is that Craig Oliver will try and peel off ITV first, as they're the people offering a seven-way debate, which he's agreed to do, and it's only 2 days after his final day of when he was willing to do it. So he'll probably try and pull them forward a day or two, and both sides will say, well, we both compromised, and there you are. And the fact that the chairman of ITV happens to be former chairman of the Conservative Party will probably help smooth the way to some kind of agreement there. Once that is sorted, I think Craig Oliver will turn his attention to the other two, and he'll start at the other end with Channel 4 and Sky News, pointing out to them that any debate, certainly within the formal election campaign and even just before it, could never be empty-chaired. It would, if he doesn't want to do it, it can't happen. What it would then turn into is two single interviews, Miliband with or without an empty chair next to him, followed by Cameron, because that's what the law requires under the Representation of the People Act.
Which is no longer enforced on broadcasters.
Well, the Ofcom Code of Practice will be enforced, and Ofcom would never allow a situation to emerge where Miliband did an interview on his own and Cameron demanded the right to do the same and was refused. It just couldn't happen.
What do you think?
I don't think we've seen the final position from the Conservatives on this. I think the correspondence that they've issued with the broadcasters has got increasingly strident as this has gone on. They've clearly been disingenuous in the negotiations up until this point. If they didn't want the debates to happen, which they clearly don't, they should have just come out and said that. I think if you look at...
As Tony Blair did... back in the day.
I think if you look at past precedent on this and campaigns that, for example, the Tory election strategist Linton Crosby has been involved in before, just look at the London mayoral race where Boris Johnson was saying no, no, no to debating Ken Livingstone and then ended up doing so in that campaign. So I think this has still got a way to play out yet. I don't think we've actually seen the final position from the Conservatives.
It has turned into a confrontation between the broadcasters and the government of the day, or the governing party of the day. Is that a good or a bad thing?
Well, I think it's a bad thing for the broadcasters. I think it's high risk. It's not great when they all operate together. It looks like a bunch of overpaid broadcasting bureaucrats trying to bully the Prime Minister. It may not...
I mean, I'm tempted to say he's the Prime Minister.
Exactly. So trying to bully him is not the brightest thing to do, in my view.
The broadcasters have already moved on certain issues. So, for example, the inclusion of the Greens, the broadcasters have already moved on that. I think it's absolutely right that the broadcasters hold their nerve in this situation. I'm glad that they have. I think if they continue to hold their nerve, then, as I say, I think we'll see the Conservatives take part in the debates. And let's remember why these debates matter. They matter because the debates are a leveller in an election campaign. We know the Tories have got far more money. They're going to outspend the other political parties added together. They want to have a campaign that is just sort of 6 weeks of photo ops of David Cameron going around the country. The debates matter because they're a leveller and because they give the public the scrutiny that they deserve to have of the candidates who want to be Prime Minister.
I mean, if that's the case, it sort of almost challenges, where impartiality comes in. If you're raising up other parties to the level of the Prime Minister where he doesn't think they are the same.
Well, he's agreed to do a seven-way. Indeed, if he's done more for women in politics in a week than anybody else has done in 2 decades. He says the Greens must be there, and suddenly 3 female party leaders are invited by the broadcasters to take part in major debates. So the issue, I think, will be if he's able to peel off ITV and put them in the bag, he will be able to bank, I'm taking part in debates, I've agreed a deal, now it's an issue for the BBC. Are they going to move forward? Are they going to stick with the date of April the 16th? If so, I'm not going to turn up, and what are they going to do about it?
But the debate that matters is the head-to-head between Ed and David Cameron. That's the most important one in all of this.